Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for coming out, supporting. And my name's Clint Riedel. I used to come up here. I've got kind of a tie to the gallery. I was living in Mallard, playing music around the lakes area, so I'm also an artist, kind of. So I had some paintings up here for sale and whatnot. So, and then let's see what else. I also got to play the gazebo at the Clay County Fair for the art gallery here, and Arts on Grand. So I've got a little love for this place, and I really appreciate you guys coming out and support. So I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm living in Pomeroy, Iowa right now, and you're gonna get to know me whether you want to or not. For instance, my birthday is December 2nd, and I was working at a tattoo parlor in Iowa Falls, and I came home to an empty house, and I thought, oh my God, everything I owned was gone. My couch, my TV, everything. Turns out my wife left me on my birthday, so I sat there on the living room floor and wrote this song. It's called 2 Lyrics and a Whistle. Oh, and by the way, this is Taylor Smith on the fiddle, everyone. When I got home, there wasn't nothing left except for pictures of my wife and kids, so I just sat right down, and there I thought I died. Well, it takes a boy to leave, it takes a man to go back inside. All the way from Eagle Grove, this man. This empty house, well, it just ain't a home. It's just a place where I could sit and think about the things I miss and things I should have done. Oh, well, I know I had to leave, but baby, you didn't have to run. And this is why it's called 2 Lyrics and a Whistle right here. For my ex-wife. Thank you. Well, I promised a friend of mine, Cinda, she does a bunch of cool art herself. She decorates shirts and everything, and I said I'd give her the shirt to decorate for me after the show, but she might have to wash it. So I think I'm just gonna do her a favor and not make her take my smell home with her. So pardon me 1 second. It's really for her sake, not mine. Let's see. All right, so I am since remarried to my lovely wife, Molly, there. And yeah, her name is Molly Rose Riedel. And on our first date, I asked her to come to this place, Manson, Iowa, for it's a big old country jam thing. And there were so many people there, I thought there's no way that I'm gonna get a beer. So let's get out of here. And this is our first date, mind you. I said, you wanna go back to my house, get to know each other? She said, sure, let's do that. So this is a song I wrote about a date I never stopped going on. It's called Molly Rose. Molly Rose, walking down the back streets of Manson while the fireworks explode. And Molly Rose was standing on her 2 feet when I swept them from right under her nose. It was just bright enough from the lamplight on the streets. Gunpowder filled the air. 1,000 people all gathered up like sheep back to my house, where she told me everything that she knows. And Molly Rose, she woke up in my arms, and her ankles were completely exposed. He was just bright enough from the lamplight on the streets, and gunpowder filled the air. 1,000 people all gathered up like sheep, but you kissed me like no one was there. I said you kissed me like no one was there. Once again, Taylor Smith. So I got to tell you this part. So I developed this real bad habit a couple of years ago. Took up a lot of my time and not much of my money during the summer. It's golf. I love to golf. And if you golf like I do, it's in cut-off Daisy Dukes, no t-shirt, no shoes, and a wide-brimmed hat. So my buddy Brad, he's a great golfer, pretty good dad, decent bass player, and one of my best friends. So we go golfing one day, and he looks me up and down and he goes, "No shoes, huh?" I said, "That's what you're going with, Brad? No shoes? You got nothing to say about the rest of it?" And he goes, "Well, you should put some shoes on." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Poison. All the herbicides and the pesticides and the other sides we apply upon the ground. That's why you don't see a thistle or a dandelion for miles, man. Now go put on some shoes." And I said, "Brad, you're not ruining my dreams, not today, friend." So I still golf barefoot to this day. And so does Molly Rose. Molly Rose, standing barefoot on the grass, with a halo that matches her soul. And I suppose there's nothing I need except this guitar and Miss Molly Rose. He was just bright enough from the lamplight on the streets, gunpowder filled the air. 1,000 people all gathered up like sheep, but you kissed me like no one was there. I said you kissed me like no one was there. Molly Rose, walking down the back streets of Manson while the fireworks explode. From a wife. Thank you. I think it's all right. I guess I should ask you guys, can you hear us all right? Everything okay? Sound good back there, Dave? Cool.
Need a fan?
Well, this is just last night's bourbon, to be completely honest. So if you don't mind watching me, I don't mind sweating. The beaver felt hat probably wasn't the smartest idea. So I've worn many hats, and one of them was a farmer. I was helping, farmer. I ran a catch cart for my uncle during harvest, and NPR would always have their fundraiser about that time. And mind you, I'm a dirty folk musician in a catch cart for about 4 weeks out of the year. So I don't have any money for him, but I could write him a song, so that's what I did while I was sitting in a tractor one day. This is called I Heart NPR. 5, 6, 7. I see, well, now it's a brand new day. Take all of your money and give it away. Find yourself in a brand new place. bar says they need my cash to make all my favorite radio shows last. I wish that I could give them more. This is all they're getting. It's a song I wrote just to say thanks for all the stories you tell, the songs that you play. I'm always scooting down the road just listening to your voices. But I said, well, now it's a brand new day. Take all of your money and give it away. Find yourself in a brand new place when you have a few less dollars. I looked in my pockets, checked in my coat, and I didn't even have enough money for smokes, but I'd gladly give it all to you if it keeps Mr. Keeler whistling. Wait, don't tell me, what do you know? Blues before sunrise, good old Bob Dorr. Ask me another, give me the news. I want to thank you all for listening. Cause I said, well, now it's a brand new day. Take all of your money and give it away. Find yourself in a brand new place. I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you. Yeah, if anybody at NPR gets a hold of that, you can use it.
That's awesome.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, I can play the harmonica. Kinda. So this next song is about how I changed my life forever and became a dirty folk musician. So my buddy Hippie, his actual name is Joshua Ploschuk, so you can see why we just call him Hippie. He needed $100 to get back home to Cresco, Iowa, and I was living in Iowa Falls. And he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, I need $100 to get back home." And I'm like, "Well, how'd you get here?" He goes, "I ran out of cash." And I said, "Oh man, this thing's fighting me." But so I said, "I can't just give you $100, Hippie." He said, "You can buy my guitar." And I said, "I don't play guitar, Hippie." And the smartest thing this man has ever said in his whole life was this. He said, "You can't play a guitar if you don't own a guitar." And I said, "You're right, dang it. All right, get home." And he gave me this guitar worth about $45. And I was a poet, so I didn't know how to play a guitar, so I just started slamming chords over some poems I'd already written. So that led to this day. I was going to Michigan. I lived in Traverse City for a while. So I was just going back to visit, see what's up. And I made the mistake of hitting Chicago traffic at 5 o'clock on like a Friday. And I thought, I'm gonna die. They're gonna run me over. This is it. This is how I'm going. Cool. But so I finally started flipping out and I said, "I just need an exit. Give me a sign, God." And it said, "Next exit, dispensary." And I said, huh. And then they said, "Next exit, birthplace of Ronald Reagan." So I pulled over and got a hotel room and some supplies and wrote this song. Man, here we are. East 94 and 80, trying to drive me crazy, 'cause I'm going nowhere fast and it's getting older. 4 truckers tried to kill me, sure they all must hate me, 'cause they take turns just to try to run me down. Here we are, all together, we're just swimming through a 6-lane sea. Here we are, all together, sitting idle in misery. Well, Chicago drivers scare me, I guess cities in general, 'cause there's way too many people to worry about. Like right now someone's hurt, and right now someone's dying. Right now someone's just trying to figure it out. exit to find a little comfort, 'cause I got this little song and it needs wrote down. Here we are, all together. We're just swimming through a 10-lane sea. And here we are, all together, sitting idle in misery. Just swimming through a 12-lane sea, sitting idle in unity. Thank you. So, this is the origin story of that $100 investment. This is called There's No Room for Fiction. Well, 16 lonely years ago, I fell down this rabbit hole. Not quite sure where I might land, but here we are right now. With my guitar and my silly songs, standing on stage just a little too long, trying hard to offend no one, but here we are right now. You know I never meant to hurt you, I never meant no harm. Singing songs and telling the truth, that's my only job. Because the stories that I'm telling, there's no room for fiction. I got a silver tongue, a bucket of songs full of 3 chords and the truth. Now I'm forced to bite my lip all over a couple of songs that had come out wrong. I said, let me clear my throat. Nobody knows where a song might go, in one ear or on the floor, but I use them all just to ramble around. I said, let me clear my throat. Because I never meant to hurt you, I never meant no harm. Singing songs, telling the truth, that's my only job. Because these stories that I'm telling, there's no room for fiction. I got a silver tongue, a bucket of songs full of 3 chords and the truth. Thank you. Let's see. What other embarrassing life story can I tell you? Oh, I got one. So, actually, this is a nice one. My buddy, Scott Kirkhart, his mom passed away yesterday, and he's down in Nashville. A couple friends went down there to try and record some stuff, and his mom happened to pass away. So, the day my mom passed away, I wrote her a letter, and then I realized I'm really not good at writing letters, so I turned it into a song. This is called Hey There, Ma. This goes out to my friend Scott. Hey there, Ma, how you doing tonight? Yeah, I'm glad you called. Everything's alright. I'm seeing this girl. She said she loves me. I don't think Amanda's doing okay. Things are getting tougher here every day. 'Cause every now and again, I swear I see your face. But you look at me and you tell me it's fine. Then you're gone like a thought late at night. But you leave me feeling everything's all right. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. Mama's got me in her arms tonight, so everything is gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. Mama's got me in her arms tonight, so everything is gonna be alright. Alright. A lot been going on since May 23rd. A couple deaths, a few good times, almost a birth. Well, of course it was the day you left. But that's alright, 'cause I'll see you real soon if I keep on living the way that I do. But I just smile and tell them everything's alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. Mama's got me in her arms tonight, so everything is gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. Mama's got me in her arms tonight, so everything is gonna be alright. Alright. So when I see you, I'll be sure to say, try to do my best every other day. And we'll just laugh, 'cause we both know that that's a lie. I could've done better, should've done more. Could've left alone the bourbon and the horse. But you would just hold me and tell me everything's all right. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. Mama's got me in her arms tonight, so everything is gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything's gonna be alright. Mama's got me in her arms tonight, so everything is gonna be alright. Alright. For our mothers. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, goodness. So, like I said, I'm not much of a pot stirrer, but I do have an opinion, and I think we're all entitled to our own, no matter what it happens to be. So, that being said, this is called While the World Dies. I wrote it for our president on his first term. So, I think I got to do a part two. My buddy Dave keeps telling me that, so, or at least add a lyric or something, you know. But this is called While the World Dies. Give it up for my fiddle player, Taylor. I broke a string and I think I need it. We'll be right back. That's why I carry two guitars.
And a guitar tech.
Yep. Okay, I'll just take a second to tune this here guitar. And let's see. Yeah, I'd love one if you want to bring me one back. I know there's.
I bet you haven't left any out for you. I told her.
I drank them all.
I shotgunned each and every one of them. Let's see where this is at. right, back to business. This is a song I wrote for President Trump. From your tower in your golden chair with your citrus face and your thinning hair, you're doing nothing while this world burns. You're counting your money while the world dies. You're counting your money while the world dies. He's a coward, he's a thief, he's the one that we call our commander-in-chief. He's starting battles and he's picking fights. He's counting his money while the world dies. He's counting his money while the world dies. Use your voice now. Here's your chance to say it. Come last November, we could have kept out his life. And after the new year, we'll say our goodbyes to the man who watched the world die. To the man who watched the world die. It's getting near dark now, but it ain't dark yet. So let's throw down our arms, pick up our hands, said we could do this together. Let's put our difference aside, stop fighting while the world dies. Let's all stop fighting while the world dies. Thank you. Appreciate it. That one always either clears a room or gets an applause. Same with this next one.
Keep that up and he'll break another string.
I know it. I'm a passionate man, Steve. So, strangely enough, that's not the only president song I've ever written. Hey, thank you, Dewey. Appreciate it. That's my pal Dewey and my barmaid.
Would have thought it would come out worse than that.
So, this is how old this song is. I was just teaching myself guitar, and I was sitting on the couch, and I watched Barack Obama get the presidential nominee nod, and I thought, that's awesome. I'm like, well, I could probably try and write a new song instead of just singing poetry. So, this is an oldie. It's called Obama's Song. Well, run, go tell your friends and all your relatives that there's a new man in town. He'll untie our good right hand, lead us all to the promised land, all the while he whistles this song. I said, have no fear, boy, world heating up and the Middle East gone mad. I don't know if he's the best, but I'm sure he isn't all that bad. Thank you. I don't know if you've ever heard that one. Let's see. Just a quick reminder of what I know. So, not this last October, but the one before, I was going to Menards to get a tarp for the garage. And when I came back, my wife Molly had like 2 or 3 pregnancy sticks on the counter that said pregnant. And I thought, oh, whoa. And I said, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be okay. Because she started crying. And, you know, I'm 48 years old. So first and foremost, good on me. And second, well, what am I going to do with a baby? God intervened and did whatever he chose to do, and she ended up having a miscarriage, but she's happy and healthy, and we weren't planning on anything either way, so every day is a blessing. But I said, I'm never going to Menards again. I grabbed a bottle of whiskey, and I went out to the garage with my guitar, and I wrote this song. My unborn child. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be okay. That's what I told your mama on that late October day. Things are gonna change around here, like diapers and of course the bills. But that's just fine, cause we'll get by with luck and a little help. And I hope you get my eyes, so your mama sees them every day. With my gap-toothed grin resting on your face. But most of all, I hope you stay. Yeah, most of all, I hope you stay. Took 46 years for me to grow up, and now the time has come for me to figure out how to feed another human 3 times a day and stuff. You know, 39 years was all I wanted, but I guess I'll take a few more now. Cause I got a little home I wanna watch grow, be there when you say your vows. And I hope you get my eyes, so your mama sees them every day. With my gap-toothed grin resting on your face. But most of all, I hope you stay. Yeah, most of all, I hope you stay. Everybody knows heaven gained an angel today. Everything's gonna be alright. I said it's gonna be okay. For my wife. Thank you. Let's see. So I've got some Iowa Lake songs, because like I said, I used to play up there quite a bit. But I'm trying to think if they're TV friendly or not. I think one is. Whew, maybe. Yeah, I can do this. Yep. Okay, so. Yeah, we can get through this. This one is the Island of Misfit Toys, because my band was playing at this place called Trainwreck at the time, and it's right next to Bogie Nights, and at the time that's where the ladies of the night resided, and we'd be taking smoke breaks about the same time, just standing in the alley and parking lot and having a good old time. Jordan says, it looks like the island of misfit toys out here. And I said, you're right, man. So after we got done with the show, I went home and wrote this on the back of a beer box. It's called The Island of Misfit Toys. Truck drivers and gypsies, strippers and hippies, all smoking while we're taking on break. And the cop stands on point while we're passing this. There's no better time and no better place. There's no better time and no better place. 'Cause we're all on this island full of misfit toys, and there's nothing that I'd rather do than stand around smoking, sitting and joking. But it's time to go play some more tunes. Said it's time to go rally the troops. Said it's time to go play some more tunes. Well, the bars are all closing. Hand me my guitar, I'll trade you some truth for a buck. If you stay through the night and you don't mind 8 inches, I'll gladly come show you my love. He said, I'll gladly come show you my love. 'Cause we're all on this island full of misfit toys, and there's nothing that I'd rather do than stand around smoking, sitting and joking. But it's time to go play some more tunes. Said it's time to go rally the troops. Said it's time to go play some more tunes. Cause we're all on this island full of misfit toys, and there's nothing that I'd rather do than to stand around smoking, sinning and joking. But it's time to go play some more tunes. Said it's time to go rally the troops. Said it's time to go play some more tunes. Thank you. Pretty PG. So yeah. Let's see, this next one is a good tale about, if I can find the harmonica. So I had a completely deaf and partially blind wiener dog. She was wonderful. Her name was Rosie, Rosetta Stone. And I'd tell her to go to bed because she'd be all red-eyed and crying and barking, and a deaf dog does not know how loud they are. So I also had her brother, Kevin Bacon, and he was a great dog. I'd say, Kevin, you go get your sister. She's ready for bed. And they'd go scamper off together. And I thought, that's just awesome. I'm going to start writing a song about my tired-looking wiener dog. So I did, but I was going through that divorce at the time. So this turned into a song about my tired-looking wiener dog and my divorce. It's called Rosy Red Eyes. I could tell when you're tired. Your face tells no lies. Words left unspoken. Don't try to deny. You couldn't pretend to love me compare to the feel of her body or the smell of her hair. So why do we try so hard to hide those rosy red eyes? So why do we try so hard to hide those rosy red eyes? Thank you. Song's about my wiener dog. Let's see here. I know the problem. I keep forgetting to take a drink. Still hear us all right? Everything out there? Most of my songs are about ladies or drinking. This one's about a girl that doesn't talk to me much anymore. Wait for my lover come home. Wait for my lover come home. Sitting around wasting my time. Wait for my lover come home. Said we gonna get drunk tonight. Probably end up in a fight. Yeah, me and my baby like I do it right. Said we're time on tonight. Well, singing in a two-horse town, awful hard way to go. And if you wanna meet the devil's son, said he's out there on the road. Well, I'll show you how to get there fast. Do a whiskey bottle and a glass. Yeah, the road no place for a sober heart and the devil's boat. But I'm waiting for my lover coming home. Waiting for my lover coming home. Sitting around just wasting my time. Waiting for my lover come home. Well, we're flying by the harvest moon, trying to get home real soon. Baby of mine says it's loving time, so I'm trying to get home real soon. But the devil coming on this way says I got a price to pay. Yeah, the road no place for a sober heart, and the devil says you gotta pay. So I'm waiting for my lover come home, waiting for my lover come home. I'm sitting around just wasting my time, waiting for my lover come home. I said we're gonna get drunk tonight, probably end up in a fight. Yeah, me and my baby like I do it right. Said we're time on tonight. Said we're time on tonight. Said we're time on tonight. Thank you. Let's see now. I heard Todd Snyder do a cover of a Chris Christopherson song, "To Beat the Devil," and I thought, man, that's amazing. It's a song about a guy going into a bar, carrying his guitar around in the rain, and happens to pick a bar stool next to the devil, and the devil says, "You ain't making any money, are you?" And he's like, "Get out of my head," and tries to persuade him, but he didn't listen. But at the end of it, he said, "But I drank his beer for nothing." So just goes to show, don't take the bad advice. So I followed suit and wrote "The Devil's Beer." Singing in this podunk town, letting everybody down because nobody wants to listen to the songs I sing. My stories ain't worth a damn. Nobody cares, but nobody wants to ask, why would you do that to yourself? Yeah, the devil sits out in the crowd, he just laughs to himself. Yeah, the devil's at every show and he laughs to himself. different people drinking with different names. Yeah, these bars all look the same. Yeah, the angels don't listen no more, at least not to me. Yeah, the angels don't listen no more, at least not to me. So when the devil whispers in my ear, saying things like nobody wants to hear you sing, so why don't you go back home? Well, I'll take his words and write them down. I'll put them in the song and sing them in every town. 'Cause he's been writing my songs for years. Yeah, the devil's been using my voice, but he's buying my beer. Yeah, the devil got a story to tell, and he's buying my beer. I said the devil's been using my voice, but he bought all my beer. Thank you. Tune up real quick here, guys. That mute button's handy.
Oh, yeah. We love this machine.
It's a fact. This might get packed up. Yeah, if Arts on Grand ends up missing a Bose tower, it wasn't us, I swear. We just packed up and accidentally threw it in the van. This is delightful. Thank you.
It sounds great.
Oh, thank you. This is honestly, yeah.
Inspired by Byron's, I believe.
Ah, good idea. Well, let's see here. Oh, speaking of Byron's, I have the distinct pleasure of running the first Thursday jams of every month down there in Pomeroy, Iowa. So you should come down, hang out. Don't be afraid. Come one, come all. Whatever level. If you feel like reading a book to us, I'll put a microphone in front of you. So don't feel bad. This is one of those small-time dreams that every musician has, or at least I did. I didn't want to be like Eddie Van Halen in the Eddie Van Halen band or nothing in a big old stadium, but I would like to play a cool little music festival. And now I'm at Rhythm of the River this summer, and I'll be at Cornstalk, and I hope to see you guys all support. It's in your backyard, so just a hop, skip, and a jump. So dreams do come true, and the song's called Rub Shoulders with My Heroes. I just wanna play a music festival, rub shoulders with my heroes, play on the same stage. I just wanna play a music festival. I say I don't care what it takes or how it pays. I wanna pass the bottle, shovels and rope. I wanna sit backstage and offer a toke to Leon Bridges or a couple of cats that I completely idolize, like Sturgill Simpson or Johnny Cash. Well, guess I'm never gonna get that chance because the man in black has taken his final bow. I said that I just wanna play a music festival, rub shoulders with my heroes, play on the same stage. I just wanna play a music festival. I say I don't care what it takes or how it pays. So don't get me wrong, I'm happy to here singing for you fine folks, sipping on a warm beer. And if I know me, I need another one. Or a shot of wild turkey, sure be fine. Well, except for my fiddle player, he doesn't drink much anymore. But he'll drink up all the tequila that you got on the shelf. That's a lie. Well, I just wanna play your music festival, rub shoulders with my heroes, and play on the same stage. I just wanna play your music festival. Say I don't care what it takes or how it pays. I say I don't care what it takes or how it pays. Dreams come true. Might be a slight copyright infringement, but I really don't think John Prine's the kind of guy to sue a little old me. So welcome to the stage, my wife, Molly Rose, everyone. Oh, never mind, she's outside. She missed her big window. She was gonna be famous.
I can get her.
No, that's fine. I got plenty of songs to entertain you with until she comes around. Oh, well, I gotta keep looking back at my list. I'm a little nervous tonight for no reason.
Here she comes. She heard you. Just do that all over.
Oh, welcome to the stage, Molly Rose, everyone. Every time.
No pressure.
This is our wedding song. Well, she don't like her eggs all runny. Thinks crossing her legs is funny. Well, she turns up her nose at money, but she gets it on like a Easter bunny. She's my baby and I'm her honey. I'm never gonna let her go.
Well, he ain't been late in a month of Sundays. Called him once and he was sniffing by. Ain't real bright, but he gets things done. Drinks his beer like it's oxygen. He's my baby, I'm his honey. I'm never gonna let him go.
I said in spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow against all odds, honey, with a big dog prize. And we're gonna slide our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. She thinks all my jokes are corny, and convict movies make her horny. Swears like a sailor when she's shaving her legs. Puts the ketchup on her scrambled eggs. She takes a licking, she keeps on tipping. I'm never gonna let her go.
Well, he's got more balls than a big brass monkey. He's a whacked out widow and a love bug. Sly as a fox, crazy as a moon. Payday comes and he's a hallelujah. He's my baby, I don't need maybe. I'm never gonna let him go.
I said in spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow against all odds, honey, with a big door prize. And we're gonna slide our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes.
In spite of ourselves.
Give it up for Molly Rose. Okay, so I got a friend back in Clarion, Iowa, and she said, I got a couple of things on my bucket list and I need some help. And I said, what's that? She said, well, first, I want to sing in a band. And I said, cool, I got you. Come hang out. I encourage anybody to sing at any time. Good, bad, off pitch, perfect, opera, whatever you feel like, just sing. And so we got her up there and she failed miserably, you know, 'cause she can't sing. But she had a blast doing it, and that was on her bucket list. And then she said, I also want a song written about me. And I said, all right, you came to the right place, but are you sure? Because have you heard Bury That Body in the Deep Cold Ground, the song I wrote? And she's like, I'm aware. I said, I just tell the truth. So she's got like 86 kids. So 110 grandkids by now. She's 2 years younger than me, and oh my God's honest truth, except the numbers. And but her name is Marilee, so I wrote a song. It's called Marilee I Go. It's for my friend who wanted a song written about her. Merrily I go downstairs, stop the breakfast for my family, try to face my fears, 'cause I know if I won't do it, who will? Another day, another sunrise, well it's time to get them showered, send them off to bed. I wouldn't be doing Merrily the proper service, because I can't remember how that line starts. But you're never gonna find me without this smile, though I'm hurting inside. And you're never gonna know it when I start to laugh. I'm trying not to cry. I said every day's a struggle. I feel like I'm letting you down, at least most of the time. But you're never gonna find me without this smile. You said it'll all be fine. Merrily I get back home, start the supper for my family while the kids are on their phones. Merrily I'm just trying not to implode. Another night, another sunset, well it's time to get them showered and send them off to bed. Merrily just to do it all again. But you're never gonna find me without this smile, though I'm hurting inside. And you're never gonna know it when I start to laugh. I'm trying not to cry. I said every day's a struggle. I feel like I'm letting you down, at least most of the time. But you're never gonna find me without this smile. You said it'll all be fine. She'll forgive me for messing up that first lyric. Thank you. Let's see here. I think it's this one. Feels right. So, I don't know how many of you guys have been naked on a gravel road outside of Algona, Iowa, but I have. And this girl I was seeing at the time, she lived in Spencer, and I had a tattoo parlor in Belmont, and we'd meet up in the middle, you know, and just hang out for a while. And so this one time, we were hanging out, and I got paranoid because I saw all these red blinking lights, and I thought, uh-oh, and I jumped in the ditch. And I thought, this is ridiculous. That can't be right. And about that time, she opens the car door, and she goes, get back in here. Those are windmills. And I said, oh, that makes so much sense. So I ended up getting back in the car. And when I got home, I wrote this song. It's called Lights from Algona. Once again, give it up for my fiddle player. He came along out of the goodness of his heart. He had 20 other things he could have been doing today, but instead he showed up here. Long live the ocean, and long live this world. Long live my affection for this gorgeous brown-eyed girl. Let's sip on turkey and let's raise a toast. This one's for the ones we love and to the ones we love the most. But you've got a mean ride, and I wore the proof. And your mama says I got another coming my direction real soon. If you ever see the lights from Algona, if you ever wake up on the side of the road, said if you ever see those 9 red blinking lights, well, tell my little lady that I miss her so. I could set you down gently, or I could spin you around. And I'll wear my cowboy hat when you show me off in town. So put my vest on, 'cause it's getting late. And the only thing better than you is you with my last name. If you ever see the lights from Algona, if you ever wake up on the side of the road, said if you ever see those 9 red blinking lights, well, tell my little lady that I miss her so. Thank you. True story. Let's see. I think I already sang that one. Similar situation. This girl said, "Hey, I'd like a song written about me." And I said, "Are you sure? Have you heard Bury That Body in the Deep Cold Ground?" And she said, "Yes, I have, as a matter of fact, but I'd still like one." So this next song involves a 1976 El Camino, and I'll tell you all about it. I said, "You're 5 feet something less than me." You grabbed me by my arm and said, "Baby, it's time for us to leave." So I slid up to you so gracefully. I took your crown of thorns. Said, "Lady, you're a drunken poet's dream." So walk around town all night and go talk about yourself. Walk around town all night and let's pretend we're someone else. All my metaphors, 3 strong chords still follow me around, and I use them both to get from town to town. And like my old friend Snuffy said, long as I got feet, well, you'll never know just where I'm gonna be. I'll be walking down the railroad tracks with a song inside my heart. I'll be staring up the entire night to catch a falling star. So like I said, this song has a 1976 El Camino in it. It was my 1976 El Camino. Didn't have a title and it didn't have a license. So what do you do with that? You wait for a blizzard and you take it out on the gravel roads of Iowa is what you do with that. So this one time this girl said, hey, can I drive that 1976 El Camino? And I said, yes, you can. So she got in there and she was loving it. She was whipping donuts and everything else. So apparently we had come across this like herd of deer, like 150 deer just hanging out. You know, we've all seen it once or twice in an Iowa cornfield. And I said, pull over, pull over. So she did, and I started talking to these deer. They looked me right in the eye and they said, you are silly, get back in the car, man, you don't have a fur coat. And I said, all right, man, you're probably right about that. Did I mention that I was drinking? That's why she was driving that El Camino around. So she looks at me and she goes, remember that time I was driving that El Camino and you pulled over and had a full conversation with a bunch of deer and they told you to leave? I said, no. She said, well, it happened. And I said, thanks for reminding me. I bet it was a good time. She said it was. Now write a song about me, now that you know that. Tuck me in, tell me again that one about the time when it was snowing hard, but we drove around all night. She said, you talked to deer while you were drinking some beer, and you're right about the drunken poet part. So walk around the town all night and go talk about yourself. Walk around the town all night and just pretend you're someone else. I said, you're 5 feet something less than me. Grabbed me by my arm and said, baby, it's time for us to leave. Thank you. Another girl wanted a song. So yeah, I guess you guys could just request a song out of me at some point. Give me a little bio and I'll see what I can work up for you. I keep forgetting that I got all these beverages that need drink. So my grandpa Riedel, he's in the Guinness Book of World Records. He took a school bus and he jumped it over 8 cars, one for every decade he'd been alive, because he was 80 at the time. So he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the craziest, oldest man to jump a school bus over 8 cars. The impressive part was he brought his dog Luther. Luther had his own doggy roll cage and everything. And they didn't make it on the first go-round. He landed on the last 2 cars, but the bus still worked. So he tried again, and he made it, but he went so fast to make sure that he made it. He hurt himself pretty good, and my grandma said, are you done? Are you done now? And he's like, yeah, I think I'm done. So that was the last stunt he ever pulled, but the only reason I tell you that is because this is a song that's a Christmas song I wrote for my family. It's called Playing Cribbage with Jesus and Dad. Well, I watched him jump buses, watched him win trophies, seen both their shadows travel he showed me the world through an old Kenworth window as he trucked for my grandpa and he hauled me around. Said I come from a long line of hell-raising ramblers, and Donna's laugh and Aunt Marcia smile. And Uncle David been gone for a couple of years now, so he's been up in heaven with Tim for a while. My old man loved the ladies, loved his butt heavy. He's the son of a carny and a head full of pride. Well, he was Wright County famous, but he saw this whole country with his thumb on the highway and a hop in his stride. Said I come from a long line of hell-raising ramblers, Aunt Donna's laugh and Aunt Marcia smile. And Uncle David been gone for a couple of years now, so he's been up in heaven with Tim for a while. My grandma's a saint, my old white patience. Me, I'm the rebel, Derek's the brain. And Ellie's my waitress when I'm drinking that fuel. Josh looks more like this old man every day. Said I come from a long line of hell-raising ramblers, Aunt Donna's laugh, Aunt Marcia smile. And Uncle David been gone for a couple of years now, so he's been up in heaven with Tim for a while. Now, like I said, this is a Christmas song. So when Christmas time comes, we all gather closer, just to feel the love of family and friends. Well, my mom, she's a shepherd, just watching her babies, stealing knobs, playing cribbage with Jesus and Dad. Said I come from a long line of hell-raising ramblers, Aunt Donna's laugh and Aunt Marcia smile. And Uncle David been gone for a couple of years now, so he's been up in heaven with Tim for a while. May we all land in heaven with Tim for a while. Merry Christmas. Okay. So, yeah, this one's another, I guess I'd call it a protest song. Twin Lakes down there by where I live over in Pomeroy. A couple of 4th of Julys ago, a young Mexican man had gone missing, presumed drowned, and this is in the mid-afternoon, so they were searching for a while, and then they had to decide if they were going to keep the search up or let off all these, thousands of dollars worth of fireworks and make everybody happy. They decided to just let off the fireworks instead of continuing the search for this kid. And I say kid, he was about 18 or 19, but I just know there was some family out there really hurt. And I thought, that's disgusting. And then I thought, I don't have the right last name either. I guess it didn't matter that he was Mexican to these people that wanted to shoot off these rockets, but just got to have the right name. And I do not possess it, so I wrote this song. It's called Twin Lakes on the 4th of July. Strangers drowned on the 4th of July. Fireworks still went out, right out on time. There were boats on the water, looking for a soul. A mother that was praying that her boy would come home. The whole town was divided on what they should do. Light up the night sky or stare at their shoes. They decided to fire off those rockets to the moon. They called off the search till tomorrow afternoon. I sure love me some US of A. We don't let nobody stand in our way. Not even the young man who swam to his grave. It's explosions, we're dying to watch. It's explosions, we're dying to watch. Taxpayers said we paid for a show. Let's fire this thing up, boys, get ready to go. And all the colors didn't matter except for the skin of a little brown man who never came up again. I sure love me some US of A. We don't let nobody stand in our way. Not even the young man who swam to his grave. It's explosions, we're dying to watch. It's explosions, dying to watch. Try not to die away from your home. Humanity is lost and compassion's all gone. They lit up the night sky, lake turned bright red. Everyone was cheering except that boy who was dead. I sure love me some US of A. We don't let nobody stand in our way. Not even the young man who swam to his grave. It's explosions, we're dying to watch. It's explosions, we're dying to watch. It's explosions, we're dying to watch. Thank you. Twin Lakes on the 4th of July. Well, I end every show the exact same way. I want to thank you guys for having me and sticking around. And my mom, she's not here anymore, like I said. And when she was, she loved to sing, but when she did, it wasn't very good. But she really enjoyed it. So I encourage anyone to sing or dance or clap in public. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Everybody's going to have a good time whether you're doing it right or not. So help me sing along if you want to. This is what she would always sing. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Lord, please don't take my sunshine away. I was standing by the window on that cold You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Lord, please don't take my sunshine away. Lord, please don't take my sunshine away. Lord, please don't take my sunshine away. Once again, thank you so much. Hearts on Grand, I appreciate it. Thank all of you. Thank you.